I'm Justin Davis, and this is Drone Camps RC. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis, and it seems that there are a lot of Cinewhoops out there. Is this the official Cinewhoop lifestyle channel? Kinda. For the last couple of weeks, we've had a ton on the channel. The new Bumblebee V3 is here. We did a review on that one a while back. That one is a great choice if you're looking for a 3-inch. And we've done a ton of 2.5-inch Cinewhoops on the channel. There is loads and loads of 2.5-inch Cinewhoops in that category, analog and DJI digital. But today I have something that's 2-inch. So this one is a little more compact. This one is the AuroraRC Egg V2. This is very similar to the Demon 4K and DJI version and the analog version from AuroraRC. It's kind of a scaled down version of that quad. I believe that one was a 2.5 inch as well. So there was the Demon, and now there is the Egg series here. And I gotta say, this is a fantastic little backyard basher Cinewhoop. You can fly this one around playground equipment. You can bounce off things with it. And as much as I crashed and tumbled and ran into things with this quad, I didn't break anything in the backyard, which is the best news, because some of the other Cinewhoops I've flown recently, I have broken the frames and the internal parts on the interior of the prop guards. So they have struts, they have 6 strut supports in this one, and sort of a hybrid carbon frame with a TPU top mount canopy with our Caddx Nebula Pro Nano 2 here. So a very nice looking camera, run at 50 megabit, and it's going to make really fantastic video inside your DVR. I feel like as good as 50 megabit looks, I mean, you know, make a comment down below if you guys agree with me, but I think that the video from the DJI goggles looks so good, I don't even really feel like I need an action cam on here. If you really want to, you could mount an Insta360 Go on here, this little tiny camera, or a D-Case GoPro. This little 2-inch quad on 4S will definitely carry pretty much any lightweight D-Case style HD camera, but why would you really want to? The DJI footage looks so great. But we have TBS Crossfire on here. We have the Cherry antenna, very much like what the same configuration on the Emax Baby Hawk 2 HD has. It's the same camera here, same camera system, same Cherry antenna, but this one's 3.5 inch. You should go back and watch this video, by the way, because it rocks. And if you're looking for a total ripper this year, this one of the best 3.5 inch. I mean, the only 3.5 inch that I've flown that rips that hard. Freestyle King, God, and Total Rock Show, like we mentioned yesterday on the channel. But go back and watch that video, it's insane. So that one does not have prop guards. It's a total freestyle quad on 4S. But this one today is all about cruising. This one is a cruiser, and it needed a little bit of PID tuning pulling it out of the box. When you have a 4S battery on something as small as this frame with 2-inch props, I've built them custom over 5 years ago, and I had some of the same issue. All that 4S power on a 2-inch prop is pretty hard to tune down. So with this particular quad, it has sort of a high center of gravity on here. It is kind of equalized out with a low mount battery on an underslung battery, but I was able to tune it down quite a bit for you guys. So the numbers are drastically changed from the original stock PID tune. So check out the link down below. There will be a setup CLI dump down below. So if you bought the Egg 2 and you want to get a much better tune on there, by all means, grab my PID tune and my CLI dump down below and put it on your Egg version 2. It will fly night and day better. So I smoothed out a lot of the vibes, and on certain cornering and high speed maneuvers, there's still some vibes in there, but it's drastically better. So you guys can enjoy that in the FPV community. But I always try to share my PID tuning with you guys. So we'll go ahead and take this one in the backyard, where I think that this one is the best. The Egg 2 is just so much fun in the backyard, and wait until you see how awesome this backyard is. So let's have some fun and hit some gaps together. Thanks for flying with me. Afterwards, we'll come back in and we'll take out the Egg 2 on the bench. Here we go. Alright guys, welcome back from the flight test. Welcome back to camp life. Let's go ahead and jump into this review. The AuroraRC Egg version 2, 2-inch HD FPV Cinewhoop. It has the Nebula Pro on board. We have an F4 flight controller. It weighs 180.4 grams. My favorite battery is the 4S650 from G&B on here. This is my go-to battery for all of my 2-inch Cinewhoops for a good flight time of around 5 minutes. And it felt like I could fly forever in the backyard with this. It was a lot of fun. So without the battery, we're looking at something around 100, that was around 110 grams, so 108.5 without the battery. You can still keep this quad under 250 grams if you decide to add a decased GoPro up here, which will give you stellar footage. You can also add the new Insta360 Go. I'll try to find links for those and put those down below, and my recommended props and batteries if you decide to go this route. And let's just jump right into what this quad's all about. I feel like this quad is primarily just a backyard basher or sort of a backyard ripper. I feel like the durability factor on this quad is good. I didn't come back with anything broken. All of the struts, 6 different struts in a 3-up configuration on each prop duck here, looks good. And the foam is quite effective. So no damage on this quad with all the backyard bashing I did, which I think is really, really good for the value. If you pay around $300 for a 2-inch Cinewhoop, you expect some type of durability factor there. So all of this framing in here works really good with this sort of hybrid carbon 4-up configuration. This is a true X design with external bracing here as well. So you got some extra bracing on the outside, which is great. And running DJI Cadex Nebula V2 on here is also nice. This is the Nano V2. It has really nice footage, and I feel like I don't even have to put an action cam on here when I'm running 50 megabit recording that in the DJI goggles. It looks great. It looks fantastic. So if this is your backyard cruiser or acro trainer, you're gonna have great video from that. So it is very fun. So let's get technical with and get critical about some of the features about this quad. It's not a freestyle quad. Let's just put that out there. It does have sort of a high center of gravity here. They did balance it out a little bit with having the Vista underneath sort of the top plate here, but with all this extra TPU up here and the battery down here, it balances out okay, but this wheelbase is so small that with even like a 650 at certain points, it kind of does have some washout in something like a power loop. So not the greatest freestyle quad, but straight ahead flying was fun, and I could bounce off just about anything in the backyard, whether it was a metal pole or a tree branch or whatever. I didn't break the quad, but I can get critical about the PID tune. The PID tune is not the greatest on this one. It needed some work out of the box. So if you bought this one and you fire it up for the first time, you may see some jello in your DJI goggles. You can also use an ND filter on these, and I'm not sure if they're making ND filters for the Nebula series cameras yet. Maybe Freewell will release some of those. That would be cool. That would actually calm down a lot of that jello that you see without having to do a whole bunch of PID tuning. However, you can look at my CLI link down below and use my PIDs. It is drastically better with my PIDs on here. So, but I can still see some vibration in there. So it is what it is at this point, but we have a much smaller format, and that's hard because with this small wheelbase, when you're running 2-inch props and you have 4S on there, all that power is very close to the camera. The smaller you get with the frame and you're still running 4S, that's a lot of motor vibration to kind of tone down for any FPV camera out there. So I've built custom 4S rigs 5 years ago that were close to this same diameter here. Very, very hard to tune. So that's going to be a challenge. If you feel like you're seeing too much vibration and you bought this one, my first recommendation is fly it on 3S. Get a 3S 650 and it will break it in half, if not almost eliminate it. Sometimes when you just go down a little bit in the voltage on your battery, that helps out a lot with camera vibes. So that's going to be my recommendation there. And you know, I can be critical on my channel too. I don't have to, you know, everything's not the best. Some guys are like, oh, well, you say everything's the best. No, I don't. Watch more of my videos and you'll find out. The foam did great. It did not break in the backyard again. I'm happy about that. This top plate canopy right here is almost exactly the same as the Demon series that we saw before. They make a Demon HD. It is the 2.5-inch version. I'm not sure if they make a 3-inch version, but we have 25 amp ESCs on here as an all-in-one flight controller just above the Cadex Nebula Nano V2 here. And you have a USB port. This is a Android style USB port. And we have the bind button there for your Cadex Nebula and your USB-C port, which that's what you're going to use to register it with DJI before you fly it with your goggles, and then you pair it up with your goggles. but it looks really sturdy. This quad is really stocky. We've got inverted motor design here, and these are iFlight Zing motors, guys. So they use some of iFlight's motors on here, which I think is fantastic. I didn't expect to flip this quad over and see Zing motors on here. So these motors are 1303 series. They're 5,000 kV, and I've been flying Zing motors now for years. They are really, really great. And the way they're mounted on here, they're going to get you a lot less vibrations than if they were up. When they're up, they cause a little more washout when you're coming around from maneuvers, because the airflow is not totally unobstructed when the motor's on top. So a lot of these new Cinewhoops had inverted motors. You see a lot of 2.5 inch with that same configuration on there. So this makes it a very clean power system, and flies great indoors. So if you're looking to fly this one indoors or outdoors, this will fly indoors. Just really watch this power system, because if you get this stuck in anybody's hair, it's going to rip it big time. And this quad can hurt somebody. It is quite powerful, so be super careful with that. But I like that they have an option for a TBS Crossfire Nano. I feel like this isn't really a send it rig. This isn't really something I would send out there for, you know, a mile out. With an 850, you're going to get a max flight time around 7 minutes probably, if you're just cruising. So, you know, how far can you go out and back 7 minutes? On your batteries, you have to kind of start coming back at about the halfway point on your battery so that you can make it back, right? And if you have a headwind, it's going to eat even more battery up. So, you know, keep your environmental conditions in mind. Same thing with the DJI quads. Guys fly way out there over the ocean, then they can't actually make it back because of a headwind. So that headwind's eating up more battery. It's just the power system's working harder to get back. But this one, again, it's not a freestyle quad. It is a straight cruiser. I did some mild flips with it. I tried to power loop the walkway out there with the grapevines over top of the walkway, but it can do it. If I did if I got the timing right on it, it'll probably do it. And it does much better now with the new PID tune on here, but definitely a beastie quad. You can also fly it with FlySky receiver, and I believe they had a couple extra UARTs on here. They don't have a ton of UARTs. You're not going to be able to put GPS on this one. I believe there was 4 UARTs on here. So bottom mount battery, XT30 back here with a capacitor, which is nice. 2-bolt configuration on the props, 4 bolts on top holding the motors down, and around a 2mm carbon frame with that cherry antenna back here. So this one comes in again around $300. I would say if you're looking for a Cinewhoop, I'll try to put my top 5 favorite down below. You can consider this one, but it's going to need a little bit of work. So it was fun to fly. It was really fun to fly in the backyard, but again, still just a little bit of vibes on this one. So I would leave that up to you guys, and I would probably pick up the GEP-RC Cinelog 25 before I would spend the same amount of money for this guy. But yeah, that's my opinion on the channel, guys, and I can definitely be critical. I think that AuroraRC needs to really work on their PID tuning before they send these quads out, because it's a great collection of parts, but it needs to be well tuned before it gets to your door. So guys like Emax and GEP-RC are doing that homework for you. And when the consumer gets it, it's ready to rip. But use my CLI dump down below, guys, and hopefully that makes your Egg V2 better than it does come out of the box. But take care, guys. I'll see you again on the next Camps review. Camps life as always. Take care. I'm Justin Davis. I'll see you on the next one.